Welcome to Monday. My Monday. Well, usually my Monday is on Saturday, but my schedule just got changed back in October. I think it was beginning of October. Anyway, I promised to do another Nerds with Badges episode. I got some in my eye, Jesus. I promised to do another episode of Nerds with Badges where I would do a review on this new device that I just got. This is the case actually that you see here. I put on because it has a kickstand. This is the MSI Claw, and I'm using my MSI computer, as you can see from the reflection, to do a review on my MSI Claw. My computer is a little long in the tooth, so I'm actually saving up to get me another more powerful computer sometime next year. It's a long process because the computer that I want is going to be like, I think, the Alienware computer. They start at like maybe like 1,000, 2,000, but I want like a top of the line computer that can do everything I want and that can give me like really good graphics and all that. So, but anyway, you get back to my review on this thing here. So it has a fingerprint reader. This is also on the Asus ROG Ally, and I believe the Lenovo Legion Go has a fingerprint reader. Now, for some weird reason, it's only able to work on my left finger. Jeez, my left finger for some reason. I don't know. I think your fingerprints are supposed to be identical, so I don't know what's up with that. Um, so it's I gotta say it's a really capable device. It's very powerful. This is the Ultra 7. So I wasn't really sure, and I looked and I saw a little sticker there. There that says, I'm moving out the camera, but the little sticker says Ultra 7. You can't really see it because of the reflection. I have to take the cover off this thing that they, when you buy it, usually these computers and things, they have like a little protective thing. So I got to peel it off and take it off. But I think there are three models of the MSI Claw, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is like more. This is pretty much like the Asus ROG Ally Ultra, I suppose, but it's running Intel. It's not using AMD technology. And this thing is normally like $700, but it was on sale on Amazon. If you go to the MSI, if you go to the MSI site, it's still like full price, like 700 or something. But I noticed Amazon had it on sale, so I've been watching the price. It was $471 like last week, and then it dropped to like 441. I was like, "Whoa! I gotta take advantage of that." So, so it's a steal. I don't know if that price is gonna stay. They may have. I mean, I guess for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, maybe they dropped it to 470 to 441. To just give more incentive to people. There's a new model coming out probably before this year is out. I think it's probably going to come out. It's going to be like more powerful. I think it's going to be maybe 32 gigs of RAM and maybe a terabyte of storage. But this is 16 gigs of RAM, but you're really only getting like probably 12 or 10, which is kind of weird number they give you. But some of the memory you can't access. For it's like almost like the same thing with storage. They may tell you get a 500 gigabyte, um, you know, hard drive, but you out of that 500, you probably can only access like maybe 450. The rest is like other stuff that you can't access for whatever reason. Same thing with the Xbox or PlayStation. When they tell you get 500 gigs of storage, you really don't. There's some of that storage is allotted for the system. It's just really weird that they do that. It's almost like false advertising. So anyway, Setting this thing up was quite the adventure. I tried playing Vampire the Masquerade, which is like a game I play pretty much every day. And man, the gyroscope or whatever, the gyrometer, like I'd be playing the game and the camera is like moving like all over, and I had like no control over the camera. Um, I thought it was the sticks. They're supposed to be like Hall analog. These are Hall sticks that will never drift because they use a magnet. So the gyro was off. I don't know what the hell was up with that. It was driving me crazy. I thought I was gonna have to take it back to the store. I mean, to Amazon. You just drop it off at a is it Home Depot, I think. Not Home. It's a Home Depot. No, Staples. I think Staples. You can drop off, and they'll just you know give you your money back or send you a replacement or whatever. Because I did that with some sneakers that I had. The sneakers were like really small. You order Japanese from like a Japanese company. Sometimes when you get clothes, you gotta get, if you want to get like a medium for like America, a medium for Japanese would be like an extra large. Um, for us, this is weird. Um, so anyway, the camera was like it was going all over the place because of the gyrometer, and there was no option to shut it off. So I went online, I did a little research, I watched a few videos on YouTube, and I ended up actually going to, I think, I don't know if it was Reddit, and there was a link to go to like the actual MSI support site, and apparently this thing has probably been sitting around for like ages. So the firmware needed to be updated. So the firmware, once I did update the firmware, you know, that took a while, and I had to, there were other drivers that I had to install. So this is not like a Nintendo Switch. You just turn it on and it works. These things, these Windows, especially these Windows-based devices, they are always updates. Every time I turn these things on, there's always an update. And the Steam Deck is the same. Even though the Steam Deck uses Linux, it's not as often with the updates, but it's pretty much, you know, uh, at least a few days out of the week there'll be updates. I'm not even exaggerating. And the Windows-based devices, there's always updates, and I don't know why they don't make it where the drivers just automatically just install. You don't have to do anything. But that's the thing about PC gaming. That's not, using Windows. And supposedly Xbox is coming out with a system handheld, and I know Sony had a lot of success with their Portal, which is really for, until a few weeks ago it was just streaming from the PlayStation 5, but now you can actually stream from anywhere and you don't even need a PlayStation 5. So that's where the industry is kind of going right now with the digital only streaming. So I've been collecting handhelds because I don't fly as often as I would like and as often as I have been the last few years. But it's nice when you're on the plane, you can have something to do. Um, Sometimes I deal with anxiety, so when I'm sitting there in the plane, it's just like it's an escape. So it's always the iPad, handheld, and let me think what else. And I was in my laptop, of course. Um, so the battery life on this thing, it's definitely better than the MSI Claw because that battery is just like the Steam Deck battery life is, it's decent depending on what you're doing, but overall the Lenovo Legion Go, that thing, it blows out so much hot air, and the power pack gets really hot. And this same thing with this one. Uh, the fans can get really loud if you're playing certain games. And what else? Yeah, the battery life is an issue. So if you're gonna get one of these things, you plan to travel with it, you got to invest in a battery pack, the external battery packs, and they're on sale right now because of Cyber Monday or Black Friday. The one I got is a 65, I guess, watt. It's like $39. It's normally $50, but it's on sale. So typically, if you're playing something like Call of Duty on this thing, you might get about 45 minutes if you're lucky, and that if you max the settings out. Now, if you tweak the settings, drop the performance a little bit, you could possibly get an hour, and that might be being generous. So you definitely have, to invest in a battery if you're going to take this with you. Now the switch has got pretty decent battery life, but I have a battery pack for that as well. I bought a battery pack for my Steam Deck, and for the Lenovo Legion Go, the Asus ROG Ally, and for this, the 65 one will work because the 60 watt that I have for the Steam Deck, it won't really allow these devices to go into turbo mode when you play, because when you plug in instantly, usually I know with the Asus ROG Ally, when you plug it into the wall, it goes into turbo mode and you get like better performance. So I have the base Asus ROG Ally, which I got on sale for like $399 at Best Buy. It's the lower end model, and you can play a lot of games on it, but um, it's not the extreme model, which I think it has more. It might have more RAM or something, but I know I tried playing Wulong on my Asus ROG Ally, and it was just like a stutter fest. So I tweaked the settings, but it still feels like the guy's running underwater or something. So it runs on the Legion Go. It runs pretty well because Legion Go is also using an extreme processor, and this one, which I didn't know, was also extreme. So it runs. The games look really good. The Vampire Masquerade looks really, really good on this. I got to figure out how to tweak the settings for the light. Just kind of dim down the RGB lights. And another cool thing about the lights, these also light up. The buttons light up. So these controllers, like I said, these are uh, they call them Hall effect. So basically, what happens typically with controllers with the joysticks, you get joystick drift. They call it, or Joy-Con drift. Is what Nintendo had. Was a big issue with the Switch. So I know people that had to send their Joy Cons back. I had to send mine. So what happens over time is eventually, say you're playing like Street Fighter, and Ryu is just like walking to the side by himself. Eventually, it just starts happening, and they say it happens because of dirt buildup or just wear and tear. So you'll have like characters moving by themselves, turn around by themselves. You can't stop them, and it's just so freaking annoying. You can open the controllers up and fix it to some degree, but you're gonna have to get another controller or swap out the joysticks. You can get the Hall effect. Now they make it where you can actually disassemble and just put them in there. So these supposedly will never drift. So I think this. I don't think the Lenovo Legion Go has Hall effect. So I have to check again. But yeah, these should never drift because of that. It's just telling me my fingerprint can't be recognized. Sometimes the fingerprint reader on some of these things is just like kind of spotty. If you mess up, you have to use your PIN to log in. So it was a real nightmare trying to set everything up. I was all ready to like take it and return it, but I got it to work. I turned the gyro off because once you install the new firmware and new drivers, you get the option to go into the MSI Center. I guess is the app. My internet here at work is not working right now on all of my devices because we have to change the password the center actually got hacked some years ago, so they changed the password here for the Wi-Fi like monthly. So yeah, I'm not. My computer is logged in, but my this is not. But the MSI Center is where you go to like make changes and tweak things, and that'll be like where your all your games are and your launchers. Now, I don't really think you need to use the MSI Center to launch your apps. The Asus ROG Ally has the Armory Crate, which is what they call their like their launcher, and Legion Go has the Legion Space. I believe that's what it's called, but I don't think you need to use those. It's just optional to use their launcher to have everything there, and I'm already having issues with. I should not have put so many games on this because I got all these on my screen, all these. So I don't know what the point is of using what the benefits are of using their launcher, but I got to move all these little things into a separate folder because I know it's just too much clutter, just like my life. Um, what was something else? I had like a brain fart. Um, oh, the MSI Center has a store. I don't know if the Legion Go and the Asus ROG Ally, if you can purchase games through their app, but can't show you right now because the internet isn't connected. But you can actually buy games through the MSI Center, and the screen is really nice. I guess I can't really show you because I have this thing on it, and this camera doesn't is not like the best quality. I should have brought my Asus Chromebook. Um, is it Chromebook Plus? I think they call them. It has like a really good camera and everything. And I really should have brought that. But I did promise to do this video to do a review. So here it is. And yeah, I don't think if you can get this on sale right now, um, it'd be a good time. Take advantage. I know some people want the Asus ROG Ally. You got to be careful about the first two models of the Asus ROG Ally. They destroy micro SD cards, and the micro SD reader on my Asus ROG Ally doesn't even work anymore. I put an SD card in there, a micro SD card, and doesn't even read it. So this doesn't have that issue. I put a cover on here, so just to give like a kickstand because you don't have a kickstand on the actual device. Actually, none of them have a kickstand. I have my ROG Ally. I bought a case like this to put on it, gives it a kickstand, and the Steam Deck can actually stand up. It can actually stand up because of the case. It doesn't have a kickstand, but it's the way the case is. It's like rubber, really hard rubber, but it would actually stand up. Um, but it would probably fall over if something shakes. So the Switch, they give you that little kickstand in the back. A lot of people complain about it, but at least it's something. Um, so yeah, this is a pretty capable device, and I guess since the new model is coming out, then the older model is going to be dirt cheap, so it's a good time. The Asus ROG Ally has been discounted. The I think that the Steam Deck, I know that they had a lot. They had dropped the prices on the older models, and they were phasing out the 64 gig model, and then they had the Steam Deck OLED that came out. But you can get refurbished ones. I don't really like buying used electronic stuff because you don't know how long the person had it. So yeah, you don't know. I've heard horror stories opening electronic stuff and just a bunch of like bugs and roaches just come running out. So you just That's just me, and you don't know how long you're gonna have it, so it's best to get the new. I don't usually get warranties with anything that I buy because I take really good care of so I never have problems. But yeah, I was really worried about this thing. I thought I was gonna take it back, but it works pretty good. So this is gonna be like my work gaming machine that I'll play. I will probably use this for like higher end, more demanding games when I don't feel like bringing my this huge ass laptop with me. The Asus ROG Ally is good, but the performance it can't handle certain games. Like I don't know if Baldur's Gate would even run on it. I mean, I guess it could, but Baldur's Gate doesn't even run on this thing here. It doesn't even run. I can't even play Baldur's Gate. It's just like a stuttering mess. I mean, if I tweak the settings, I can get a. I mean, it becomes playable, but it just looks really fugly. That's the cool thing about PCs, I guess, is that you can work on settings to get better performance. Now, would I recommend this? Well, I would definitely probably would have said no at the price at the $700 price, but at 470 or 440, which is what I got it for, that's a really good price. It's like a steal, really. And you should be able to open these things up to if you want to expand the storage. I guess you could probably expand the RAM. I don't know. That's beyond my Jedi training. I mean, I can. I have opened up my PC and worked on it. I rep- I repaired my PlayStation Vita, but a lot of stuff they don't really make very easy for you to open up and fix. Like my phone, I can't even like the battery dies. That's it. And now I know that in some countries they just recently started passing laws where people they have to make it where you can open stuff up and change the battery now because this is really like in the old days. So it would really, I guess, if the companies made everything where you could just open up and fix, then you wouldn't they couldn't force you to buy the new ones. And I guess another thing they do is sometimes they will just stop supporting the apps. It's not like the apps can't work on the new stuff, on the older stuff. It's just that they want you to buy the new stuff. So yeah, I should probably make a video on that. So my handheld gaming collection, I have the Asus ROG Ally, I've got the Steam Deck, I got a Switch, I got this MSI Claw, and I have a few emulator devices. So I'm pretty good. I think I have enough. I think I have enough for trips. I mean, I probably would travel with several, depending. Um, just have. I mean, I really am glad that I got the battery because I know um, just going to the coffee shop with my Asus ROG Ally and my Legion Go, it was just like I had maybe I think the Asus ROG Ally I played Banishers, and my Asus ROG Ally got like 45 minutes, and it was about to run out of power. Legion Go, I don't know what I was playing. It was something of like a wasn't really like a graphics intensive game, but it was downloading something in the background which I didn't know. But man, it was yeah like 45 minutes. I was about to run out of juice on that too. So I gotta definitely if you want to if you want to get one of these devices, invest in the battery. And right now the prices are pretty good, so you can take advantage of some Cyber Monday prices. Try to stay within the $50 price range for like a 65 watt. So that will probably give you another maybe 2 hours, maybe 2 extra hours of power, which is good for a plane ride. Most plane rides, when I fly to North Carolina or Florida, it's like 5.5 hours. So if I have two devices, that's good. Listen to some music, watch a few movies. Um, so yeah, 65 battery, external battery is good. You can use it for you can even charge your laptops or your iPads and things like that. So this is a pretty capable device. I will be posting some videos of it, of my gameplay. I did play some Vampire the Masquerade, and it was pretty decent. But I gotta really spend some time with this, learning how to change the settings and get better performance. But I will say that it feels it definitely I can definitely see an improvement. I can definitely see that the performance is definitely of a higher caliber than the base model Asus ROG Ally. Speakers are really nice on this. Let me see if I can do anything. Because sometimes when you don't have internet access, you can't even. Sometimes you can't even like log into your games, which sucks. You can't like even access any of your games. Let's see. See, this is what I'm saying. Unable to sync your Banisher's Ghost of New Eden saves with the Steam Cloud. Okay, that's if you play now, you may not have previous game progress and you may permanently lose it. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to have to start over again. Let me see. Again, with that sync. Another thing is, when you play games, if you play on across multiple devices, it's a good idea to like turn them all on. Try to explain it. Like, for example, um, say I was playing Call of Duty on this device, and then I wanted to play on my PC. So I would need to make sure that I turn my PC on when it's connected to the internet um, at my house at the same time that I have this on, so it will sync up with the cloud stuff. I mean, it's just kind of weird, but it's like if you turn it on, and if you haven't turned this on, and you play Call of Duty on your computer, and you get to your job, and you don't have internet access, you're not gonna be able to access your stuff. It's just really weird. I'm trying to explain it. I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but yeah, it's just kind of annoying. So um, since this doesn't have internet access right now, it's not able to access the saves of any games that I have that are already in the cloud. So once I connect to the internet, I might be able to get my saves. And we have firewalls here because, like I said, the company got hacked a while ago. I mean, it's actually happened a few times. So they put a lot of firewalls. So like when I come here, I can't play Vampire the Masquerade. I can't play Mario Kart. I can't play any games that utilize online components at all, unless I use like my own, um, what do you call it, like hotspot or something. It's just kind of annoying. It's one of the things you have to deal with. Welcome to digital only. So I got like 12 games up here already. So I'll come back and do a video. My shift is about to start, so I'm gonna finish this coffee and maybe watch a little bit of Cobra Kai because I've been doing like a little trying to binge watch it because there's a new movie coming. And I want to do actually a review too because I watched a really cool movie over the weekend with Anthony Mackie called Elevation. It's really interesting because the reviews were just so, but I watched the movie and I really enjoyed it. So I don't know, man. Um, when sometimes reviews are good, but if I see something that really gets my attention, I just like watch it anyway. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I don't think that they're really fair. Sometimes how they review stuff because I'm like, did you watch the same movie that I watched? Um, but yeah, it was an interesting movie. It was basically Anthony Mackie and his son and a few other people that were like survivors of this apocalypse. I don't want to give away a lot, but it's like an alien invasion type movie. And really, big part of the movie revolved around them trying to get to like a certain location to get medicine for his son. And the aliens, they can only go so far up in elevation on mountains. So that was like the only way that people could get around them. But there's a big twist, which I'm not going to spoil. So, like I said, I'm going to come back and do a more full, more in depth. I guess I'll show some more gameplay. So you got these two buttons in the back, which you probably would never use. This is not as bad as the Legion Go, though. The Legion Go, the Nova Legion Go, has so many damn buttons on it. Every time I move, I'm pressing buttons by accident. I got to do a more in depth review of that too. Because I haven't tried out the first person mode on that, which you can detach the controller and use it like a mouse. So it is 9:49. I got 10 minutes. So I'm going to end this. And I would definitely recommend it. It's a pretty capable machine. It's the Ultra 7 model anyway. I would definitely try to get the one that has, that's got a more powerful, RAM. Um, if you can get it for $441, that's a steal. Because if they raise the price, I would not recommend it at $700. I mean, if I was just buying a handheld right now, money was no object, then I would say the ROG Ally X that just came out would be, that would be your best bet. And if you can't afford that, and $500, 400 to $500 price range is good. Uh, that I would say, if you don't mind never using a micro SD card slot, then you can get the two or older models of the Asus ROG Ally. But if you want a really big screen, then I would recommend the Lenovo Legion Go. That's something that's in between. Now for the price, this for $441, I would just get this at that price. So that's it for now. Have a good night, and I will see you later. Eventually, when I come back with another Nerds with Badges episode, and I'll probably be doing a review with some movies.